Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to a space of absolute tranquility, mindful nature. Before we begin our journey together, I want you to gently relax your body. Find a position where your back is straight but not tense. Rest your hands loosely on your lap and leave every worry behind. Imagine a vast surface of water stretching as far as the eye can see. The evening sun is casting a shimmering golden glow across the ripples, like millions of tiny jewels dancing with the wind. Do you see it? Underneath that stillness, if we look closely, there are tiny waves constantly moving. They never truly stop. Our minds are just the same. Even in our quietest moments, small thoughts will always drift by. Those thoughts are not our enemies. Meditation is not about forcing the waves to disappear. It is simply observing that movement with a gentle heart. Like sitting on the shore, watching a wave wash in and pull back away. Now, look toward the furthest horizon and breathe in deeply. Let nature help slow down your heartbeat, slower and slower, until all that remains is a comfortable silence. A silence that doesn't mean the absence of sound, but a silence where your heart can finally hear itself most clearly. Take another look at the still water before you. Have you ever seen a reflection in perfectly still water? It is clear, perfect, like a hidden world existing just below the surface. The colors of the sky, the shapes of the clouds, everything is reflected with absolute truth. But the moment someone throws a stone or a storm passes through, that smooth surface begins to ripple. The clear image becomes distorted until you can no longer see the depth within. Our hearts are just the same. When anger, haste, or expectation is thrown into our mind, it doesn't just vibrate the surface. It stirs up the sediment at the bottom until everything becomes murky. In that state, no matter how hard you try to think of a way out, you will only stir the water further. Clarity is not born from the hard work of the brain, but from the rest of the soul. Give yourself the chance to be still, like this vast surface of water. Don't rush to judge. Just wait. Wait for the sediment to slowly settle back into the depths. And you will find that when the mind is still enough, clarity returns on its own, and the truth you seek will appear in the mirror of your mind. Dear listeners, we will learn from one of our greatest teachers, resilience. Look away from the water for a moment and look at that coconut tree over there. Do you see how it doesn't try to grow straight up into the sky? Instead, it chooses to lean down, reaching out to touch the water's surface with such calm. To most people, it might look like a tree about to fall. But look again. Look through the eyes of your heart. Do you see the grace in that surrender? It hasn't fallen. It is dancing with the changes of the earth and the winds. Our lives are often taught to be as strong as stone pillars, straight, rigid, until sometimes we become too brittle. Nature teaches us through this tree that resilience is the greatest power. On the days when storms rage, the rigid trees are the ones that break. But those that know how to bend will dodge the impact and stand tall again once the storm passes. Observe, no matter how much the trunk leans, its roots remain deep and firm in the earth. Today, explore within yourself. Is there any part of your heart that is too tense? Be firm in your roots, but be flexible in your trunk. And you will find that leaning down sometimes brings the most beautiful perspective of life. Dear listeners, welcome to the moment of transition. Look toward the horizon. The most beautiful moments are often the briefest. We call it the golden hour, a golden light bathing everything in sight. It is so breathtaking that we wish we could freeze time right here. But this light is fading, making way for the darkness. The beauty of nature doesn't lie in its permanence, but in its rhythm of transition. Meditation teaches us to see beauty, to immerse ourselves fully in it, but never to cling to that beauty until it becomes suffering. Because everything that arises has its own time. In our hearts, happiness arises. We are grateful, and then it fades. Sadness arises. We accept it, and then it fades as well. Imagine that all emotions are merely guests who pass by to tell a story, and then they must move on. Like sunlight hitting the water's surface for just a second. Are you carrying something that has already ended? Try to practice letting go. Try to be like the sky right now, which slowly allows the light to drift away, because only the sky that lets itself go dark can finally see the stars that were hidden. Let everything sink below the horizon with this final light, preparing yourself for true rest. Dear listeners, in this final episode of our journey, let's bring this peace back home together. I want you to slowly open your eyes, but hold on to the image of the vast water and the golden light in your heart. Because the most vital truth of this practice is realizing that peace is not confined only to when your eyes are closed or when you are away from the world. Nature is hidden in every step you take. As you walk down a busy street, feel your feet against the ground, as if you were stepping on soft sand. When you face a storm of work, recall the vastness of the sky and let your mind expand to match it. When the mind is vast, problems that once seemed like mountains become merely pebbles in an ocean that never wavers. Living mindfully is carrying this island of peace with you everywhere. You can always return to this shore simply by remembering your own breath. Expand your mind like the water. Be still and steady like the palm tree, and give warmth to yourself and others like the sun. Thank you for letting me and nature be your companions. May true peace reside in your heart, in every breath, and in every step you take. Goodbye.